Hello everyone, Timely Matter here, back in another video. This time it's the Lamborghini Sian. Now as you can see here, I've got the first Sian, the Sian Coupe FKP 37, and it is in orange with just black trim on the sides. And the orange is a very basic color, very common for Lego parts, and so I decided it was a good idea to start with this and finish the build and then get to a more exotic color combination, which I'll show you later on with the Sian Roadster. Now, I wanted to first show you the side profile because the side profile of the Sian is my favorite view of the car. I actually have a scale model of the Sian, as I do with a number of my Lego mocks as well, because I like to use scale models as reference tools. Instead of looking at pictures online, if you have a scale model of the car, it really helps. And for me, the shape of the car, when you look at it from the side, is so striking because of how low the front of the car is and how that line over it is very smooth, just like that. You can see the sort of wedge shape of the car. It looks very aerodynamic and very sort of in motion. You look at the car sitting still and it looks like it's slicing through the air. And I wanted to capture all of that. So first of all, like I said, very low front end, okay? And you can see here, the front of my car, I made the front end as low as possible with the design of the headlights that I've chosen. You can see the top of this section here is just touching the lights there. And the shape of the sort of cavity in the front of the car, I think, is very important as well. You got the sort of sharp edges here that correspond to obviously the Y lights and the shape going across as well. And in particular for me, this hood, how it's shaped in particular, if I show you this real car, I think is very important as well. And I managed to capture most of the expression, I think, of the real car in Lego, which I was really happy with. So that is the front of the car. Now we can move to the sides. I think the sides is my favorite section of the car because, like I said, I like the side view, side profile, and the doors here are very complex. As you can see, there are a number of different parts in all sorts of angles. You can see this sort of shape here, this tile gives that kick downwards, and then the door itself, the bottom of the window, is also facing downwards towards the front. That gives it that very dynamic look even when it's sitting still. And of course the characteristic spikes that are just in the real car just painted on the sides, you can see there. But I wanted to have that contrast without using stickers, and this wedge plate suited it very well. And it really looks like sort of like a weapon almost, in my view. When I look at the real car, if the car was a spaceship, this to me looks like the guns on the side of the spaceship. And as well, surrounding that, you've got the aerodynamic elements here and here as well. The sort of like just some fin on the side of the car that helps with airflow. And on the sides here, you've got the wing on the splitter of the car, the side splitter. And you can see there's a wedge plate at the back as well to have that little kick, which is a callback to the Countach, the original Countach design. Just wanted to point out as well on how complex this side of the car is. When you look at it from the front, you can see how this is at an angle, this door piece is at an angle. You've got the wedge tiles here that are built side to side as well. Of course, this wedge plate that's at that angle, and you've got this fin on a bracket which is upside down. So you can see this tile here is upside down as well. So all sorts of building happening in a very compact space that still allows minifigures to be fit in there. You can see the legs of the minifigures. So full minifigures still in there, despite all of the details on the sides. So I was really happy with the sides and how they turned out. Now the rear of the car as well is another very fascinating area because you can see that most of the car is built 9 wide, but at the rear here, it's actually 8 wide. And that's because I wanted to have the accommodation for the 3 taillights on either side and the sort of X shape. You can see here, these angled pieces give that sort of X across the taillights, which I think is very important. And of course, the little winglets on the tips of the ends of the car, signature design element for the Sian, very important as well. I also made it 8 wide at the rear so that the winglets didn't stick out too far off. If I kept it, sorry, if I kept it at 9 wide, then the winglets would be even further out than the fenders, which would not really make sense in terms of design. Finally, we can see here on the engine bay area, you've got this transparent piece, which just shows you a slight hint of something. You can see the X cross brace for the naturally aspirated V12 engine. So why don't we just have a look at it? And there you have it. The 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 hidden under these carbon strut braces here. We've got the gunmetal gray piping underneath the engine, you can see there. The strip, the black strip across the engine, misaligned towards the left of the car, just accurate to the real car. If you see any Aventador based model, the engine is always slightly to the left, which I thought is very funny. So I wanted to include that Easter egg as well. And you can see here the red bits angled downwards to represent the onboard suspension of the Lamborghini Aventador as well. So now we've covered the entirety of the Sian Coupe. Let's have a look at the Sian Roadster. I decided to make a second version of this car because I really like it and I wanted to experiment with different colors. And since I'm making a different model, I might as well make it the Roadster as well. So you can see here, I've chosen to have it in dark blue with the gold accents. The gold accent is a very important color because Lamborghini designers have mentioned the fact that the gold for them represents the electrification of the Lamborghini model, the Lamborghini lineup. And the Sian is the first hybrid Lamborghini model, obviously using the supercapacitor, which makes it also very unique. And I think I've also chosen the white interior because I think it's a nice contrast to both the dark blue and the gold. So the gold is a light accent color. Choosing a light accent color I think is a good choice because it makes it striking, and the main body of the color of the car is dark, and so I chose another light color for the interior as well. Also, I just think a white interior for a car is just very exotic. So yes, the main difference for this Roadster is actually at the rear and at the engine bay area as well, which I'll show you in a bit. You can see here the fins of the Lamborghini Sian Roadster, a lot more emphasized because of the contrast of the color, right? You got the 6 fins underneath the exhaust, and here as well, you used a couple of stickers on these newer wedge pieces here to get the shape of that window to be accurate, because unfortunately there is no brick built solution to getting that shape in this tight space. And as well, with the Roadster, you've got these 2 pods on the rear of the car, and that's an opportunity to get these black stripes in there, which matches up with obviously the black spikes on the sides of the car. And you can see the interior of the car as well. It's very basic there. You can see the minifigures seated and very comfortable with the headrests as well. And yes, so this is the Lamborghini Sian. I'm going to put them side by side for you to see what they look like together. And there you have it, the Lamborghini Sian FKP 37 and Sian Roadster. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing these new mocks and look forward to more. I've got a Lamborghini Centenario, 98% done to be honest, just a few finishing touches, and I've got an update for the Revuelto as well that's ready to go. And so I hope you guys stay tuned in and get excited for what's to come.